year, when we do this event, it's a very moving time for all of us. And, you know, I have a lot of good things happening in this city. A lot of things to celebrate, a lot of things to be thankful for and appreciate. But you can't help, as you head out to office, I think anybody who leaves office, if they say they don't do a lot of reflecting in that last year, they're either not in the right mind or they're lying to you. You do. Especially this has been almost a decade of my life, and a lot of things to celebrate. But my biggest disappointment was I wanted 1 year, and I thought it would happen, that we'd be able to come here and celebrate the fact that our country decided to put the right thing over politics and recognize the genocide and allow the true power of forgiveness to take its full effect upon everyone, including the government of Turkey. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. It saddens me. I know there's very few survivors left that went through the genocide. It was something we all wanted to see. I still hope that some will live to see that day. It's very important for a lot of reasons. But the fight can't end. We have to continue this because it's not just about the Armenian people. It's not just about FRESNO, where so many of the Armenian descent live. It's about justice. And we expect our kids to say the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, I don't think it was an accident to say just for all Americans. They realize that the freedom and the oppression and the people who seek to perpetrate atrocities is a responsibility of all of the world to speak up. And here's America that's been the hope for that. When it seems like darkness was controlling the entire planet throughout history, America stood up and did the right thing. And very seldom was it the easy thing or the politically right thing to do at the time in the world, but we stood up. And we made those decisions to stand for what's right and justice for all, whether they were within our borders or without our borders, because we're all on the same planet. So I began calling on the federal government. We got pretty close, but it didn't happen. And I once again call, if America's not going to do it, if the government is not going to do it, I don't say America. America wants this. They want it. It's clear. The government, and I'm a supporter of President Bush, I am, but he was wrong. He was wrong on this. And all those who blocked that movement are wrong. And if the government won't do it, then they need to be shamed into doing it by the local governments and the states. Now, I've said before, it's going to be up to the Armenian people, the great organizations that represent the Armenian people here, but I still support a memorial that we officially recognize it in the city of Fresno. I think Eaton Plaza, right in the heart of the city, would be a great place for it. It's been mentioned in Armenian Town. It's right in the heart of our city. And I will tell you this, I will send a letter this week to the League of Cities and the National Conference of Mayors asking every city in America to do the same, to join us and officially recognize it at the local level and build the memorial, in their cities, and we'll see what happens. And with that, I don't mean to come up here and just be all saddened, but it does. I didn't expect this. I thought we would have this settled in my term in office, and it'll be one of my biggest disappointments. And I don't know if I'm going to get some people upset or not, but Tom Boyajian, it just seems so odd for you not to be up here. We don't agree on much, but I love you. We agreed on this. And every year I look forward to being up here with you. But Tom, I really would like you to come up with me, if you would come up here and speak, if you would, Tom. Would you please? Thank you. Tom, I'm a little windy, and I'd like to give the rest of my time to Tom, because Much is written about our disagreements, but I love this man. Like I said, politically we may differ on things, but on this issue and on several others, he has a heart for this city, and I've seen him up here, and I know what this issue means to him. So, Tom?
Well, I thank the mayor. I really am proud of Sevog and Hygo, who started this 4 years ago. You know, we were talking, and I thank you, Mayor. I get very emotional. I know when I brought my grandparents' pictures here, I could hear a lot of people crying in the audience, and a lot of times people don't realize how this affects you. You know, you think you're a 60-year-old man, and you're born and raised in Fresno, California, and both sides of my families were victims of the genocide. But you know what I've seen, and I'm really proud of the city and Mayor Autry for letting us do this. But what I've seen is the young people. You know, I'm really proud of the young people, because when we were doing the flag raising, so many other things happened. The march to Sacramento, my gosh. I didn't march to Sacramento, but I walked about 8 miles, and I could feel the pain of my grandparents when I was walking. And I said when I was escorted back to the church, my grandparents were massacred. That left a real impression on me. And the kids of the Armenian School. I'm fortunate to be a member of the Board of Trustees of the Armenian School, and to see the future, and the people that have donated so much time, and the young kids that are coming up. It seems that there's a real chance, Mayor Autry, I think it's going to happen because people really want it to happen. So I just really want to thank the city. I want to thank the young kids, the people that are coming up, the people that are perpetuating this, because you know it'll be such a great thing to have the genocide proclamation affirmed for all the people that have died, and for all the people that we know, and all the stories that we have. But thank you again, and thank you for coming today, and thank you, young people, for perpetuating a beautiful ethnic group, the Armenians. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Field Representative for Congressman George Radonovich, Kimberly Holding Kaufman. As you know, Congressman Radonovich has done a lot for this resolution, so please give her a hand.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Congressman Radonovich, and he asked if I would please read this statement on his behalf. Today marks the 93rd anniversary of the Armenian genocide, the first genocide of the 20th century. 93 years ago, 1.5 million Armenians were brutally murdered, and another 500,000 exiled from their homes. Recognition of the genocide is something that I believe we can and will achieve. As the situation in Darfur worsens, we are reminded why we must recognize the plight of the Armenians a century ago and use the lessons learned from their suffering to spread awareness of the horrors of genocide and why it must be stopped. I have no doubt that the will and determination of the Armenian people, the survivors of the genocide, and their descendants will ultimately ensure that justice prevails and the truth is recognized. I thank the tens of thousands of Armenian Americans in my district who have worked tirelessly over the years to educate others about the truth of the tragedy bestowed upon their ancestors and the importance of the United States officially recognizing the genocide. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Dikran Chekian. He is a member of the Central California Armenian National Committee.